Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd, man. And are the Los Angeles Lakers in trouble of potentially missing the playoffs? Now, as of right now, the Lakers currently have the number 5 seed, but what makes the end of the season so interesting, and I know it's controversial, we know LeBron James came out and basically said he doesn't like it, but it's the play-in tournament. It makes the end of the season much more interesting for those teams who are towards the bottom of the bottom seeds and the teams that are still trying to make it to the playoffs outside looking in. So if you don't know, the play-in tournament is seed 7 through 10. They will play against each other to see who makes the playoffs. Currently, the Lakers are sitting at 5, but that gap between 6 and 7 is super close. It's essentially a 3-team race at this point between the Lakers, the Mavericks, and the Trailblazers. And like I said, at this current moment, the Lakers are the 5th seed. They are a half a game ahead of the Dallas Mavericks. That could change because they actually play tonight, and they are now a game ahead of the Trailblazers. Unfortunately for the Lakers, though, they're going to be playing without LeBron James, who was just announced that he will be missing at least the next 2 games with that ankle issue. And those next 2 games are pretty important games against 2 really good teams. On Thursday night, you go up against the Los Angeles Clippers. And you know, the Clippers, rivals, they're not going to take it easy on you. If they can knock you down to seed 7 and make you play in the play-in game, they're definitely going to do that, right? So you go against the Clippers. Right after that, you go on a back-to-back against the Portland Trailblazers, who are trying to compete with you. Now, if the Lakers win that game, they will host, they will have the tiebreaker. So that is a huge game for the Lakers. Really a huge game for both teams because you don't want the 7th spot. You can have the 6th seed. Don't even worry about the play-in game. That is exactly where you want to be. It's not just those 2 games you have to worry about, right? Because how long is this ankle issue going to linger for LeBron James? Right after those 2 games between the Clippers and the Trailblazers, you have the Phoenix Suns, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, and then you go on to take the New York Knicks. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Knicks, who have been balling out of their minds this season, who have been extremely high winners of 12 of their last 13 games, you're going to be taking them on as well. So you don't have the easiest schedule the rest of the way. And the way the Lakers have been playing, you may need all the help you could potentially get. So what is the problem with the Lakers, right? They have all this talent. They're the defending champions. What is going on with LA to even put them in this situation? Well, of course, the major thing is you had the injuries to Anthony Davis and LeBron James, missing 30 and 20 games respectively each. That is a rough thing to come back from. You've seen Anthony Davis come back. He hasn't really looked like AD. He looked the most like Anthony Davis just the previous night where they got that win, a much needed win against the Denver Nuggets. They definitely needed that win. That was the most Anthony Davis like we have seen AD since his return. He hasn't been playing, the best defense in the world, and he's been struggling with the shot. Andre Drummond hasn't really meshed as well as Lakers fans, including myself, would have liked things to mesh. Now, they still have time before the playoffs, but like I said, they have a tough schedule coming up. And then on top of that, you have the injury to LeBron James, and that is a huge one on top of Dennis Schroeder missing 10 to 14 days. This, like I said, is everything collapsing at the worst time for the Los Angeles Lakers. With that said, I still think the Lakers are in a pretty solid situation. Now, the Lakers are a team that, the last year and a half have prided themselves on the defensive end. They were the number 2 ranked defense for the most part of the season before just this last couple of weeks. That has slipped up. And once that has slipped up, the Lakers, who aren't, the most highest scoring offense in the world, they began to lose these games. You've seen that defense tighten right back up, which is a promising thing to see against the Denver Nuggets, only allowing 89 points. That is the type of defense that's going to need to be played by the Lakers if they want to try to go ahead and secure the 5th spot or possibly even secure the 6th spot. Like I said, there's only a game difference between 5 and 7. And the difference between 5 and 7 is you at home chilling for a few days, or you are playing in a playing game where anything can happen. Now, you have 2 opportunities if you have the 7th seed to make the playoffs, or the 7 and 8 seed to make the playoffs. So you have to lose 2 games. So it's not necessarily one and done, but you don't want to be in that situation. You guys see March Madness, when it's just a one and done type of thing, anything could potentially happen. And that's what you don't want at all if you're any team, especially the Lakers fans, because this was a team that they had high expectations for. It's basically championship or bust. So I think the Lakers could be fine. I think the Lakers need to focus on the defensive side of the basketball. So are they in trouble? Yes. Can they get out of this? Yes, I definitely think they can, man. But you guys let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. Do you think the Lakers are in trouble? Let me know. Let me know. Do you think they'll secure a 5 or 6 seed? Do you think they will be in a play-in game? Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And as usual, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please do me a favor. Go ahead and leave this video a like. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.